Hello everyone, and welcome to the Australian Outback and our research expedition, where we are slowly but surely expanding our little shanty town and expanding our kangaroo and our koala families. Look at this tiny little baby. We were so busy with security issues and we were so busy with all of the sheer chaos that we were trying to take on with adding Cooper to a new field so that he wouldn't fight with his dad anymore, and can instead try to get us some very lovely gold quality red kangaroo, that I didn't even notice that this little baby had been born. And you guys, I would like to introduce all of you. Sunflower the common death adder has died. Oh no. I would like to introduce all of you to little Thor, named after, of course, one of you guys. And little Thor here is our very first koala who has ever been born here at our Outback expedition. And that means that we finally are allowed to go ahead and we are allowed to fulfill this plot with as many plants and as many trees as we want, and a reforesting effort that we are actually going to be doing, where a whole chunk of plants, like where you'd be like, okay, that's like a freaking jungle that just popped up, is only allowed to be put down when we have a new koala born here in our facility. And I just love that challenge because it means all of the big forest sections that will grow will very clearly be the result of a koala. And I'm actually thinking that a lot of those decorative sections might end up being kind of decorative forest, because so far a lot of our facilities and a lot of our pixel biology zoos that we have created end up following this line where it's just like exhibit after exhibit after exhibit. So I'm actually thinking it might be really fun to start making it so we have to work our way around forest, work our way around more of these sort of mesa canyon things that I am trying to add in to give this a little bit more of an outback feel. And I really like that idea actually. So we might actually start doing detail forest, where the whole appeal is that it's just a forest. It's not going to become an exhibit. And then that'll allow us to create the animal exhibits to look however we want them to. And I think that's a good balance. I really do. And if eventually we want to fence some of it in and turn it into like a cassowary exhibit or an orangutan exhibit, we can totally do that. But I am very excited to introduce our first section where we're going to be adding so many plants. However, we're going to be focusing on a few other things before we dive into the plants today, like the fact that our red kangaroo Cooper has a couple lovely new ladies. So let's come on in. I'm going to pull up the random comment generator to pick a couple names from the comments that you guys have left in our previous Planet Zoo videos. And this female is actually going to be renamed to, Ozka, after Oscar. Oscar, I'm so glad that you're enjoying our adventures. I've seen you several times in the comments and it's always so much fun. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and Rihanna is going to be renamed to Amina. There we are. Oh, welcome guys. I hope you all have a wonderful life with Cooper. And we will try to make it a wonderful life by scooping that poop as soon as I can. And we only have one employee, one Roo Wrangler at the moment, who is highly overworked. And I think it's time to go ahead. We're going to train up all of our employees. Well, yeah, we'll train up the vet too, because he's really started to have to do quite a bit. And we're definitely going to get old Farmer Silver, who has been working quite hard at keeping this place safe and secure. Apparently we have had crime in the last 3 months, which is very sad. But we're gonna let old Farmer Silva become like fully trained first, for the first time. I normally leave security to be like a last thing, but I think that'd be kind of funny. And I think it's about time that we go ahead and hire another keeper. And of course our keepers are going to be some of our patrons. So I would like to welcome, let's have this be, this is gonna be Amy. And Amy, what are you gonna do? The first thing Amy did was run over to the toy collections. So I think this is going to be Collector Amy. Let's have her actually be Obscurities Collector Amy. who just collects, apparently she came straight over to the toy section because we have the little toy shipping container, and that was the first thing she wanted to look at. So we're gonna say that she collects a whole bunch of like really obscure things. Oh, that's so much fun. And now she's on it. Let's get her trained up too. And she is off to work over in Haley's hayfield and get this place nice and clean. Because look at all that poop. That poop needs scooped. And we've been working our other zookeeper to the bone to get that done. So good to have that on, like on par. And also we're starting to expand our research a little bit. Not only do we have the koala plot that we can now fill with plants to start adding more geographical formations. If you could, can you call, is a forest a geographical formation? Is a forest a geographical feature? Like, can you consider it a geographical feature? So landforms do not include man-made features such as canals and ports. Let's see. And so it is a geographical feature, does include deserts, forests, and grasslands. So like hills, rivers, cliffs, valleys, oceans, continents. But I don't know if a forest is considered... Okay, no. So landforms... A forest is not considered a landform. It's considered a geographical feature. So it is kind of part of the geographical features of the area. All right, so yeah, we're going to have our forest being spread as well. But the other thing is I do want to start doing some additional research on other animals. And so we're going to actually build, to attract guests over here and get them donating all of those wonderful dollars, we're going to build a little research area, an outpost out here. And this is actually going to be on, wait for it, dun dun dun, the African wild dogs, which we do already have over in our safari zoo. So it's a little interesting to bring them in. But like I mentioned, we want to make sure that we have all of the research done on our animals, and we want to make sure that we have some of the genetic research done. And at some point we will have had every single animal that you can possibly get in our zoos. And I'm kind of tempted to just like randomize and like pick from amongst the many different ones that we haven't had many of, like the Nyala. I don't think we've had any Nyala yet, so we definitely need to work on that. But I actually rolled a random generator, cough cough. I looked at the files and the database. Because we're so low on space for animal storage, I figured we should just go ahead and pull at least one of the animals from here. And I actually rolled 1 out of 48, which means that Folly is going to be the African wild dog who we're going to pull out for quote-unquote research for a little while. And with Folly, she actually has rusty red, black, and white mottled fur, whereas Haley here, who's another African wild dog, has yellow, black, and brown mottled fur. So they do have some genetic differences already. So we're going to see if we can get Folly in here, if we can get her a mate. And then the rule is when Folly passes away, we will probably go ahead and clear out the other African wild dogs. And we'll put in a dingo. So then the dingoes will move in to our research facility once we're done. That's the plan. Oh, hey, and I'm visiting! Hi, me! Just in my little tiger outfit? Yeah. Well, at least that was an interesting challenge. That's all I'll say. But that's what we're going to do, just to kind of clear out some of the research storage space. And then we will start getting in some of the animals that we have never researched. Like I haven't researched the white-faced capuchin monkeys yet. That is a really sickly white-faced capuchin monkey. Oh my gosh. I think we should just go ahead and gently trade that one away. I'm going to do it. Because that's not going to work. And I mean, like I really, oh, actually we do have an albino here. Lewistic. Oh, that's so cool. But yeah, so that's what I think we'll do. I kind of want to get a dingo though. I just changed my mind. Sorry guys, I did that whole speech and I realized actually I want a dingo over here. But then over here we'll have the African wild dog where we'll do the genetic research and set up like a little lab area. And I want to pull out some of our cool blueprints where we like have a lab where we have the extinct species research lab. Yes! Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Can I put it up on top of this hill? Like, no, I don't want to put it up on top though. That'd be like, that's a beautiful geographic feature. I don't want to like demolish it. I would put it over here. What is inside here? Is there anything inside here? Oh my gosh. We can put multiples of these down from the Zoo Tycoon 2 game, and then we can put whatever we want inside of here. I'm gonna have so much fun with that. And we just had another koala be born, yes! But alright, it is time to move in some dingoes. Yeah, I talked myself out of everything else and into getting some dingoes. So let's see, we could do electric fencing, but really we found that the chain link fencing was enough. So we're gonna come from over here and we're gonna let people come up, and we really need to like think about where we want the path to go more than anything. So let me see, that's 23, that's 30. Okay, we made the path as big as it could go now that I'm looking at it. So let's try going this way. And then we'll veer here. Well, I have a feeling we'll do this. Then we'll make a nice circle. And this will be the spot where like it starts breaking off to be like, oh, you want to go to where the hay fields, do ya? We can put like a salad station or like a farmhouse over here, and it could be like Haley's grandma's best bean salad, and you could come and eat it over here. And then over here we'll have I want to have like a little dingo. Do I want to have dingoes over here? Maybe I want to have dingoes kind of like out here a little bit, so it's a little bit more space, or maybe behind the fields. There's an idea. And I could put some bathrooms over here instead. That's another way you can drag people down to this side. It's through their bladders. I mean, I guess we actually could. Oh my gosh, that actually fits perfectly. Okay, so that's how we're gonna drag people down here, is through their bladders. And then over here, we can have like Haley's grandma's like best bean. But I guess I'm really obsessed with beans lately. What can I say? I'm vegan. I eat a lot of beans. Because we have bean burgers over here and best bean salad and soup over here. And then we'll loop around and we'll have the dingoes kind of hiding in the back over here. Yes, I think that's what we could do. And then I think we might have a tunnel. A little secret tunnel over here. Yes, let's do it. Oh, I love it. You guys, it's brilliant. Yeah, we'll have a little tunnel that will have, not that big, come this way and just push straight through. There we go, to the other side. Oh, that's gonna be so much fun! And then people can walk through the secret tunnel after they have seen some of the dingoes who will be kind of sneakily hanging out in the fields. We're gonna fill with common reeds, because eventually, you know, all this will become hay. Alright. And we'll put down a bunch of common reeds, just kind of like in between. Let's see. In between where the roos are. Cooper would try to fight him. Can a kangaroo fight a dingo? I'm pretty sure a kangaroo can fight a dingo because they fight dogs. And dingoes are descended from the Tibetan singing dog, as we learned. And actually, I was really amazed. Oh, I've had so much fun, you guys. So much fun. It's been so enriching for me to do more research into the different kinds of animals that Australia has, and also Australian history and prehistory, which is not anything I've ever had a opportunity to look into before. It's just a very ignored part of my education, even though I was even though I did a lot of like biology research and a lot of studying of biology. It's never, and I mean, if you're gonna talk about amazing biology, like Australia has got so many places beat, but it just never really came up in like any of my classes enough, in my opinion. And I have been doing more research about Australian biology and Australian like natural history. And I didn't know it, but like the first people that went to Australia arrived like, I think it was, and I'm gonna get it wrong now because the number in my head is either 40,000 years or 30,000 years ago. And I think it was 30,000 years ago. But don't quote me on that because now that I'm actually telling you, I think I got it wrong. But the very first people first showed up like tens of thousands of years ago in Australia, which is amazing enough because that's a huge like break apart from when you'd have more humans come to interact with the people who like inhabited the area and became the Aboriginals. And then they think that they can tell when another group of people showed up to Australia, not because there's a lot of hard evidence that they can really pinpoint, but because that's when the dingo showed up 14,000 years ago. 14,000 years is when the dingo showed up to the shores of Australia, and it ended up starting to change a lot of the ecology with its arrival, as you can probably imagine. So there's a little bit of news that I picked up whilst doing my random research for all of you. I had a really good time learning all those things too. But if they're not 100% correct, forgive me. I tend to forget like a few of the little details. It's always better to look it up. And like I said, I really feel like Australian history, especially because there's so much cool stuff to learn about the natural history, was sorely neglected in all of my studies. How dare. Alright, so how big do we need to make a dingo run? We have a whole bunch of like hay grass that will separate the back there. And let's pop over and see, because I do want a dingo. I want to get some dingo, like gold level healthy dingoes up here. Alright, they need at least 12,500 square feet. So they're going to need a huge section, I think. Especially because we want more than one dingo so that they can have a family. A male and female alpha pair. Let's try this out and see how big this becomes. But yeah, they have a male and female alpha pair. And ooh, that's actually very nice. That'll do. And then sometimes they have their young stick around and help to raise some siblings, like a lot of the dog canid species do. Again, they're interbreeding a lot with dogs, which is apparently one of the biggest issues for dingoes and the survival of the species, is that it's being diluted by dogs. Kind of like the Scottish wildcat is now almost functionally extinct because people let their cats outdoors and it's interbred with domesticated cats, and so there's not very many Scottish wildcats left anymore. Yes, that's big enough for the dingo digs, and we actually need to name this after... We're going with Amber's. This is going to be Amber's dingo, Amber's dingo dig site. And we can make it a fun little dig site. We'll say this is supposed to be, here we'll actually put like one of the dig site fossil stuff in here. And we're going to say this is supposed to be like a dig site where people come to dig up the dinosaur bones. Let me see, because yeah, there they are. These cool dinosaur bones. Let's see if I can get more fossil. Oh, here's a cool fossil of like a bull. That's really awesome. Oh, and Cream just had a bunch of babies. Whoops, I didn't mean to get rid of that. And I think if I type in bone, I should... Okay, sauropods I don't think were actually part, unfortunately, of Australian history. And this could even be like cattle bones that we could do some research about. Alright, so this was supposed to be like a dig site for some of these cattle, is what we'll say. And just trying to understand maybe some prehistory or just even some like farm history. And we'll put a shovel or two down. But a bunch of dingoes are known to also hang out in the area. There we go. We'll do some like soil and some sand. And then let's come over and we're gonna grab a shovel. There has to be a shovel. Pardon? I know there's some tools. Okay, the tools were actually created by somebody, which is amazing. Like, I can't believe the creativity of the community. It just blows me out of the water. And it makes it so much fun for immersive players like myself, who then get to come on in and make a fun little roleplay out of all of it. There we go. I'm gonna tilt the rake and just leave it like set over here. How cool is that? I love it! I love it! And then we're gonna grab the shovel. And let's actually lean the shovel up against some of the bones. And I wonder if there's like a pail or something that we can get. And then let's see. Yeah, we'll grab this dirt hoe. And we can just tilt it. There we go. This is awesome! And then we can just, oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, dear. And then we can just say that, like, the dingoes hang out at the dig site. And then there's even a little hammer. Alright. Or an axe. That'll do, that'll do. Alright, we'll leave that over here. How fun! I love how, because we're trying to, like, name all of these things after, like, a little roleplay thing that the patrons would use. And thank you very, very much to Amber, who has been supporting us for quite a while as well. We end up with all of these cool dig sites and like all of these cool names. All right, let's come on in and get some dingoes. I'm very tickled about this. Oh, and we need to get a new female koala. Is there a healthy... Oh, this is a really healthy female koala. Yes, our third and final female koala for this area, because the koalas only like to have 3 females. And Moon is about to have another baby. I mean, Alan has earned his scars. He had to stand up against his son, and his son was quite adamantly very strong. He's had a lot more than 0 offspring. Like, look at his freaking family tree. He's got 8 kids. How's Cooper doing? All right, Cooper's doing good. Oh, and Bam Bam has grown up. Hey, Bam Bam. He's red fur and pale underside. He's not very high in animal appeal. So we're actually going to go ahead and we are going to release Bam Bam into the wild. There we go. I like Bam Bam. All right, and I think we added in the new koala. We did! There we go! All right, so we're going to name this new koala after you guys, and this koala is going to be Rania. What a lovely name. There we go. And now she has been tucked in. Hopefully she should be very, very happy. And let's go ahead and get a couple dingoes. Oh, this is so exciting. A new dingo dig site. Yeah, I talked a big talk about, we will do African wild dog research, and we will put in more research centers to show how our little shanty town is being built up into like this great place for all of the research that will help with all of our different places. But I also want to have nice dingoes. So this dingo has yellow-orange sandy fur. And let's grab this guy with red-orange sandy fur. And maybe we could breed really red dingoes. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh my gosh, Oscar is about to have offspring already. Oh my goodness. You're gonna be a Grandma Moon! Alright, and where's my dingoes? Let's grab these 2 and put them on in. And they just happen to roam around the dig site. Isn't that amazing? There we go. And while we're waiting for them to arrive, I'm actually going to come in and try to get down some of this pathing really quickly. There we go. Let's see, 23. Nope, too wide. 20. Into the secret tunnel. 16. Come on. Too uneven. Okay, I guess it's a little uneven. Alright, what about 13? What? Come on. Alright, maybe if I flatten it a bit more. Let's make it a little wider. Flatten over here. Flatten over there. Alright. We'll get there. We will make this secret tunnel work because it's going to be so exciting. And here we go! We have our 2 new dingoes running around the dig site. How cool is this? And look at that beautiful fur. Oh, wow! That is very, very yellow-orange. I feel like one of our dingoes from the other roadside zoo that we worked in was actually more gray, so this is really cool. But alright guys, if you would like to end up becoming one of the dingoes, then do leave a comment down below for the random comment generator to potentially pick you. And if you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!